Correct.
Hello, everyone. We're just waiting for everyone to join, then we will be formally starting our sessions. Please keep patience. Thank you. Hello, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So, we have some participants, others will join us in the process. I would like to offer greetings to everyone. I am Prasuna Uprety, the MC for today's event. I'd like to welcome everyone who joined us today in this webinar session regarding Nepal's culture exchange. As a part of this program, International Cultural Exchange Program organized by International Interact Club of India, DLDAVPP. Without wasting time, I would like to start the formal sessions. I like to request Interact Grace Rasaily, the IT head of Interact Club of GLC International Academy of District 3292, to give an introduction to our club GLC International Academy and to our District 3292. This was born to the association. I would like Mr. Grace Rasaily to please take the floor. And I also request every participant to please turn on their cameras.
So thank you, Prasuna, for giving me the floor. So if there is any problem with the audio, please let me know. So let's go. So giving my introduction, I'm the information technology head for ICCIA Chelsea International Academy and the district IT officer for interactors at 3292. And like I've been on this journey of ICCIA and District 392 since the beginning, since the previous tenure, and serving as IT head right now. So I guess I'm competent enough to um, uh, present all the things that we have done in this tenure. So let's start. Um, okay. Yes. Yeah. So I guess the presentation is there. So first of all, as the official code for our district is 3292, and the district includes two countries, Nepal and Bhutan. Currently, there are not much active clubs from Bhutan right now. So like we don't like they don't usually participate much. So that's the thing. So let's moving on to the theme of this year, which was explore yourself, and it was this the theme really meant to this time really focused on self learning and self development. This year we pretty much succeeded in what we um, plan to do. So let's first start with introduction of the district itself. So let me pull up yeah. So starting with the district's introduction. So here's the uh, DIR for our uh, this tenure, who is Bipin interactor Bipin Subedi from uh, zone 3. So starting with the year, we started with PS Meet, which was whole Nepal wide event which held both online and physically. So all the president and secretaries of each and every club of the country, we gathered together and we had a meeting discussing the things we plan to do this year. So after that, we had our DSM, district sports meet, which was uh, pretty great. And like we did uh, we pretty much pulled off a huge scale event pretty successfully, and this was one of the main highlight of our tenure this time. And we celebrated the interact week pretty in a very fun way, and with some with the aim. And immediately after that we did JLTS in each of two. We totally in total we have in our district we have um, seven zones, seven to 8 zones, and like each zone covers a specific district inside the country itself, you know. So we met all the interactors uh, around the country, and did uh, and basically presented our plans for the zone itself and plans for the future for the for interact. And this was a pretty huge moment for us in the district, because we officially had uh, our international president Jennifer Jones meeting our interactors, rotaractors, and Rotarians themselves, which was a pretty proud moment for us, as we got a chance to meet the all of our headmen. So it was pretty illuminating and fun experience. So immediately after that, we had Learning Fest. We did it for the 7 weeks straight up, and in each day we had two speakers from two different fields, and they've gave a presentation of how to excel in that field. So it was pretty informing and knowledgeable. And then another pretty great highlight for our uh, mm, district was we won the international Interact Video Awards, which was won by Interact Club of GGIC, which who are our sister club, the sister club of Chelsea International Academy, and from our zone. So like for the third time in we did a hat trick of winning the uh, district video, no, not the international video awards. So it was, and the other fact is like the runner up for the video awards was also from our district. So it was a very plus. So we did after that we did a mm, international DIR convention, which was between uh, 4 different districts. Nepal, Bhutan itself, as we were hosting the event itself, and then uh, itself, then the DIR from Sri Lanka and Maldives, and from India 3012 district 3012. So the other, and Bangladesh 3282. So we discussed basically about our clubs are functioning. We did an international exchange of our culture, right, in through district as well. So that was a quick highlight of our tenure. And the district itself is pretty diverse in terms of culture, working. The members, each and every members are from different background, and it's pretty fun to work with the team itself. um, and the things more about the culture will be discussed by in the further uh, presentation, so I won't talk much about that. So moving on to our club. So the introduction of our club is so the full name of our club is Chelsea International Academy. You can call us Internet Club of Chelsea, it's fine. But when you call it officially, we call it Chelsea International Academy. It's the chartered name of the club. So the basic information is that we come under the um, for ourselves too, because we came from doing 3 events in previous tenure to doing 21 projects tenure. So we gave our best and we did pretty great, and we are doing great as the tenure is still going on. So in community service events, we did community service in different areas of community service itself. Like we uh, did social service event with um, inside a hospital. Then we donated things, uh, water sanitation related things to orphanage, and then with that Suvaramba was with we celebrated the Interact World Day with people um, in an orphanage, and Project Bisista was with and Project Bisista was one of the highlight of our tenure because uh, mm, we didn't saw the other people doing what we're doing right there. Like it was about mm, interacting with uh, children with autism, and we helped. We not financially, but we try to help from our side to the autistic children that were learning the, and we try to amplify the voice and the cause of the institution itself. And the we also went to a orphanage and did donated stuff there. And moving on to the next avenue, so club service events, we did uh, altogether 4 events. It was uh, technically 5, but we count it as 4. But it's like we did orientation to the new members in the club first of all. Then we did scavenger hunt and different sessions on mental health, conflict management, peace building, and hiking, recreational stuff in general. We pretty much had fun. And the next avenue is professional development event. We did altogether covered 3 events in this avenue, which was first learning about economy and the economy and community itself of our uh, around us and Nepal itself. And other was writing minute and report, which was pretty informative for us because like um, as a teenager we don't like to stay organized at all, you know? We don't like to stay organized, so like it helped us to document our the events we were doing pretty effectively. And CV writing system was also pretty helpful for the people applying for jobs later on in their life, so that they could have a organized, well mm, prepared CV. So we also had some um, flagship events from previous tenures. So first is Team Robato, which is an career counseling event, which we are doing since the beginning the club was chartered, not by me but by our seniors. And the other event is I Teach, which is basically about donating stationery items to uh, schools who who have a low who have low resources to teach and operate, so that we can help the community and the education field itself. Another is CMN, which pulled off the third no the sixth MEN this year, and we did pretty successfully. It was a huge scale event, and we did it pretty successfully. And yeah, that's it. I mean, the most thing we are proud of this year is about our branding and the way we jumped off from a considerably inactive club to an active club. So we gave our best. It was fun. It was a great experience. This dinner was definitely a great experience. So that was the introduction of a club and our events we did, and what and where we belong from. So, oh, by the way, I forgot information. Like the Chelsea International Academy itself, the name itself comes from the institution that we study in. So basically, all the club members are student of the institute, Chelsea International Academy, who teaches GCA levels and plus two itself. So I forgot that information. Sorry for that. So these are the informations that introduction and information of a club and the district, and mm more thing adding to the segue of our event, which is the cultural exchange. So uh, as as we are South Asian country, it is pretty diverse in terms of religion, culture itself. So in our club and in our district also, there are many uh, difference and uh, diversity in our demography. Like, like each and every culture interacting and working with each other is pretty beautiful. And this event itself is also beautiful because we different country from different countries, we are interacting and we are sharing our culture. So let's hope we will continue this venture more closely, and let's continue this relationship later in other tenure too. So yeah, thank you for the opportunity, the OC members, the host, and the club itself, VLDAPPP from India. So thank you. So let's move on to the main thing, which is the cultural exchange of what our culture exactly is. So I'll have to give the floor to Prasuna. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Interact Grace Rasaily. This was really informative, and you definitely are an asset to International Club of Chelsea International Academy. Thank you so much. Now, giving abidance to the event, it's my pleasure to welcome Interact Club of DLDAVPP, New Delhi, India, as Interact SPS, District 9212. Also, a big welcome to all the club representatives and participants. Let's have a virtual round of applause for everyone who is present here. Thank you. Now, diving into the main session of today's event, please welcome our speaker for today to give a presentation on Nepal's culture. We have with us our very own International Relations Director. I think we all know him by now. Our president-elect of our club, Interact, Sarthak Lekhak. Now I give the floor to Mr. Sarthak.
Hello, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So a very warm greeting to everyone present here. It's nice to see you all. My name is Sarthak Lekhak, and as Prasuna mentioned, I am the International Relation Director of Interact Club of Chelsea International Academy, New Baneshwar, Kathmandu, and I'm also fortunately the President-elect of Interact Club of Chelsea International Academy. So I'm really happy to, and I'm really excited to be here and really happy that I'm going to be able to share Nepal's culture with you all. And I cannot wait for you all to learn something from today's webinar session. So I'm going to share my screen now. So just give me a second. Okay. And I see that we have around 36, 35 students. Well, you know, some people might say that, you know, this is less, but I'd say that you have to work with what you have. So it's fine. Great. So let's start this, you know, session off. So our, let's say, main agenda of this is our culture, our home, about Nepal's culture and what I'll be talking about for the next 30 minutes or so. Let's look at the table of content. So let's first look at level 1. So level 1 is basically Nepal, its culture, and well, just general knowledge that people must have about. If you want to know about a country, you must know the general knowledge of it, right? So then we have Nepal on the map. So that's like Nepal's geography, Nepal's demography, topography, etc. Right? Okay. And then we have Nepali groups of people. So we have different castes that are found in Nepal. Number 4, we have language and literature. So it's like ABCD, but just in Nepali, the way I see it. We have music and dance. So basically, it's always, you know, it's found in every culture, it's found in every country in the world, music and dance. So if anyone wants to dance by the end of the session, you can feel free to dance, you know. And then we have religious and philosophy. So this might be boring for most of you, and you might not be interested so much, but don't worry, I've not prepared much on it. But you must have an idea about, you know, Nepal's culture and about its religious and kind of its philosophical background and all. That's really important. Up next, we have festivals and celebrations, right? Why do we have so many public holidays? It's because of all the festivals and all of the celebrations that, you know, Nepal has. Next, we have popular destinations, right? So fascinating places to visit, including Chelsea International Academy. You must come and visit us. So even if you come to Nepal, you must come and visit us, as well as all of the other popular destination places. And finally, I guess the most important one for most of you all is the food and the people, right? So there's nothing that can get better than this, than the food and the people of Nepal, right? So let's begin with our first topic, or let's say our first kind of goal, that is level 1. And this part should be simple for most of you to understand. Okay, so the culture of Nepal begins. Nepalese culture refers to the way of life, beliefs, customs, traditions, art, music, food, and other aspects of Nepalese society. It is a synthesis of various ethnic groups, religious, and traditions that have evolved over time. Nepal's culture is heavily influenced by geography, which includes the Himalayan mountain range, fertile plains, and dense forests. The country's diverse culture is reflected in the festivals, cuisines, traditional attire, architecture, and language. Nepalese culture is distinguished by its religious diversity, with Hinduism and Buddhism as the dominant religions, as well as the importance of family, community, and respect for elders. It is a distinct culture that has evolved over time and is celebrated with pride and enthusiasm by the Nepalese people. Okay, so here are some general knowledge, right? So some basic understandings that you must have. let's talk about the president of Nepal. So the president of Nepal is Ramchandra Paudel, and he's the third president of Nepal. And he's been running in the office since 13th of March, 2023. Next, the Prime Minister of Nepal, right? So the Prime Minister of Nepal is Pushpa Kamal Dal, and he's 68 years old, and he is running as the Prime Minister of Nepal for the third time. And the photo that you can see on your left is actually the President of Nepal. The national game of Nepal is volleyball. To be honest, I was also really shocked when I found out that it was the national game of Nepal. I actually never knew about it. So I was really shocked. I thought it would be cricket or something, table tennis, but it's actually volleyball. It was really a surprise for me. Now, what about the country with the highest mountain? Where is that? It's obviously Nepal, right? Mount Everest, with a staggering height of 8,849 meters. These are just some general knowledge facts that you must know. Okay, next up we have Nepal on the map. So let's look at the structure. So let's first talk about demography, right? So demography about the population of Nepal. So according to recent studies, 2023 data, there's around 13,564,260 people and counting, obviously. That number never stays still. And the population growth rate is around 0.93% per year. When we're looking at the geography of Nepal, it's located between India and Tibet Autonomous Region of People's Republic of China. And the area of it is around 147,181 square kilometers. These facts are for those who are able to memorize really, vivid details and let's say data really nicely. This is all for you. It stretches around 800 kilometers from east to west and from 90 to 230 kilometers north to south. And there are 7 provinces in Nepal, right? Example, Bagmati Province, Pradesh, where you can find Kathmandu. And there are 77 districts. Now let's look at Nepal's topography, right? So Nepal's topography is diverse and unique, ranging from the alluvial plains of the Tarai region to the frozen peaks of the Himalayas. The country's geography has played a significant role in shaping its culture and way of life, with each region having its distinct customs, traditions, and lifestyle. The upper Himalayan region attracts tourists for trekking and mountaineering, while the middle hills and lower Himalaya are the most populous and fertile areas. The Tarai region, with its subtropical climate, is the breadbasket of the country and home to several national parks and wildlife reserves that harbor a diverse range of wildlife. The varying topography of Nepal has made it a popular destination for tourists seeking adventure, cultural experiences, and natural beauty. I think that's pretty clear for all of you. Okay, now we're going to be looking at the Nepalese groups or Nepali groups of people. So, according to data, there are around 126 castes in Nepal. And by the way, I want you to make sure that you're being attentive because I'll take a test. So, as I said, there's 126 castes in Nepal, and the most dominant of them all is Kshetri, and it's the largest caste ethnic group, having 16.6% of the total population of Nepal. Next up is the Bahuns. The Bahuns are like 12.2% of the population. Then Mughals, 7.1, Haru, 5.77, Tamang, 5.8, and Newar, 3.2. Now, let me just tell you a bit about the Kshetri and the Bahuns. Well, the Kshetri, they belong to the Hindu Kshatriya community based in Nepal, but have roots in India. They are the warrior and ruler caste group who speak Khasa Nepali. They have always dominated positions in the Nepalese army, police, government, administration, and even in the Indian army as well. The Bahuns are or were members or are members to the Hill Hindu community together with Kshetris, possibly due to the political power of the Khasa Mala kingdom. Bahuns and Kshetris had high social status like plain Brahmins and Rajputs in the present-day Western Nepal. Okay, moving on, we have a quote. This quote goes like this: Namaste, full stop. It was a Nepalese greeting, or you can say, if you can debate, it's a Hindi greeting as well. It's a Hindu greeting as well, but here we're talking about Nepal. It was a Nepalese greeting. It meant the light within me powers to the light within you. This is quoted by Jennifer Dunley. So it's really easy to understand here that greetings are a way, the sign of gesture, where you're able to really represent and show who you are as a person and how much respect you have towards someone else. So it's really important that even as, a greeting, even if it's not namaste, hello, hi, how are you? Or let's say any other languages, right? They're all greetings and they all show meaning. Now let's look at the language and literature. So the language and literature. Nepali. Nepali is the mother tongue language of Nepal. Let's say it's comprising around 44.6% of the total Nepali or total Nepal's population. Secondly, we have Maithili, that is 11.7% of the population. And surprisingly, Bhojpuri, it comes third with 5.98%, more than the Tamangs or Nevas. So this one's for you Indians. Before I move on, I'll just try to say one more thing about the Nepalese. So Nepali is actually an Indo-Aryan language, and it's native to the Himalayan region of South Asia. And it is the official and most widely spoken language in Nepal. And Nepali language has also been given a status in the Indian states of Sikkim and in the Gorland Territorial Administration of West Bengal. So it plays a very important role in not just in Nepal, but in India and in parts of West Bengal. Here's another quote. I think of the irony that in our language, Nepali, the word for love could also mean decide. Because we're talking about language, because we're talking about literature, the irony in this is that love can also mean decide. People could be deceived by it. This is quoted. Now let's talk about literature. So we talked about language, now let's talk about literature. So the literature of Nepal has a rich history that dates back centuries with many different forms of literacy expressions and genres. Classical literature. Nepalese classical literature is primarily written in Sanskrit, Nepali, and Mewari languages. The Ramayana, the Mahabharata are some of the most earliest and most famous classical works. Let's talk about poetry. Nepalese poetry has a long and rich tradition, with both classical and modern poets contributing to the genre. Poets such as Lakshmi Prasad Devkota and Gopal Prasad Rimal are some of the most notable poets in Nepalese literature. Okay, now coming to music and dance of Nepal. So, legends state that dances in the Indian subcontinent originated in the abode of Lord Shiva, the Himalayas, and the Himalayan kingdom of Nepal, where he performed the Tandava dance. This indicates that dance traditions of Nepal are very ancient. With altitudes and ethnicity, the dances of Nepal slightly change in style as well as in the costumes. The Dishka is a very popular dance in Nepal. So let me talk more about the Dishka dance. Well, this dance is performed at weddings, includes intricate footwork and arm movements. Accompanying music and musical instruments change in tune with the themes, which revolve around topics like harvesting of crops, marriage rites, war stories, a lonely girl's yearning for her love, and several other themes and stories from everyday life in the villages. Here are some popular pop and modern music cultures, right? So we have Sajan Raj Vaidya and a band, Albatross. Sajan Raj Vaidya is a very popular Nepali singer, songwriter, guitarist, and producer based in New York City. His music video, Dhairya, meaning patience, has over 20 million views on YouTube. Please go and check it out. Now let's come to religious and philosophy. So Hindu and Buddhist traditions in Nepal go back more than 2 millennia. In Lumbini, Buddha was born in Pashupati Temple, Kathmandu, is an old and famous Shiva temple of Hindus. Nepal has several other temples and Buddhist monasteries, as well as places of worship of other religious groups. So there's a type of tradition known as Tantric traditions. So these are deep-rooted in Nepal, including the practice of animal sacrifices. 5 types of animals, always male, are considered acceptable for sacrifice: water buffaloes, goats, sheep, chickens, and ducks. Cows are very sacred animals and are never considered acceptable for sacrifice, and they're not even considerable to eat. Okay, now let's move on to the festivals and celebrations. So Nepal is a country that is rich in cultural and traditional festivals. Here are some of the major festivals and celebrations that are celebrated in Nepal. Firstly, Rasaily. This is the biggest and most important festival in Nepal. It is a 15-day celebration that usually falls in the months of September to October. It is a celebration of the victory of good over evil and is marked by feasting, family gatherings, and exchange of gifts. And you get a lot of money during this time. Tihar. Tihar, also known as the Festival of Lights. Tihar is a 5-day festival that usually falls in October, November, and it is a celebration of the relationship between humans and animals and involves the lighting of oil lamps, the decoration of homes with flower garlands, and the worship of animals. Festivals and celebrations continue. So Losar. So Losar is a Tibetan New Year celebrated by the Tibetan community in Nepal. It usually falls in February or March and is marked by feasting, dancing, and hanging of the prayer flags. Tej. This is a festival celebrated by women in Nepal, usually in August or September, and it is a celebration of the bond between married women and their husbands, and involves fasting, feasting, and wearing of red clothing. So red clothing is really important for the Nepalese people. It's actually a color celebration and holds a prominent niche in the Nepalese lifestyle, especially when there's a festival or when people are worshipping a god or a goddess. Fun fact, crimson red is actually the national color of Nepal. Up next, we have Holi. So Holi, this festival of colors, is celebrated in Nepal. I think all of you must know about this, as well as in India and all around the world during the months of March or April. It involves throwing of colored powder and water and is the celebration of spring and the victory of good over evil. 2 more to go. Buddha Jayanti. This is a celebration of the birth, enlightenment, and death of Buddha and is celebrated in May or June. It involves a lighting of candles, the offering of flowers, and the chanting of prayers. Indra Jatra, This is a festival celebrated in Kathmandu in September. It is a celebration of the rain god Indra and involves the erection of a wooden pole, lingo, in the center of the city, as well as processions, feasting, and dancing. The Indra Jatra, I'll explain with a picture here. So the chariot of Kumari, the girl that you can see in the photo, the living goddess is taken out in the procession through the main streets of Kathmandu. Masked dancers take to the streets almost every evening, accompanied by loud drums. The festival commemorates the time when Indra came down from heaven and human to look for an herb. Now let's move on to the destinations in Nepal, the popular sites. I'm only going to be explaining 2 of them because I want you to do your research on the others. Bodhanath Stupa, as you can see in the photo. The stupa dates from 600 AD and was built by the Tibetan king. The stupa is a historical pilgrimage site for all of the Buddhists around the world. Buddha stupa is a semicircle shaped and contains the relics and remains of Buddha. The stupa's massive mandala makes it one of the largest spherical stupas in the world. Next up, Pokhara. Pokhara is a city in Nepal, and it is a metropolitan city, which serves as the capital of Gandaki province. It is the second most populous city of Nepal after Kathmandu. Pokhara is the best known for its stunning view of the Annapurna Range mountains. It is perhaps one of the few places on Earth from where mountains above 600 meters can be seen obstructed. Pokhara is also very famously known for its Feva Lake, where 100,000 people come to visit the Feva Lake every year. Now let's talk about the food. You're probably going to get hungry looking at the photos. Nepal does not have a distinct cooking style. However, food habits differ depending on the region. Of course, that's true. Nepali food has been influenced by Indian and Tibetan styles of cooking. Authentic Nepali taste is found in Newari and Thakai cuisines. Most Nepalis do not use cutlery, but eat with their right hand. I think that's common for Indians as well. The regular Nepali meal is dal, lentil soup, boiled rice, and tarkari, curried vegetables, often accompanied by achar or pickle. Curried meat is very popular, but is saved for special occasions like Dashain, Tihar, etc., for festivals, and it is relatively more expensive. Now, snacks. Momos, or steamed or fried dumplings, deserve mention as one of the most popular snacks among Nepalis. Rotis, flatbread, and dedo, boiled flour, also make meals in some homes and culture of Nepal. Now, let's talk about the people of Nepal, right? So the first photo that you can see on your left is a Nepalese woman with a child taking care of him while working and being a labor-intensive person in the local village. So most of the Nepalese women actually work. They carry out labor-intensive jobs that are very difficult for them to survive and to earn, and in a daily wage. But the spirit and the kind of motivation that people get from families and within the family members that people have within the Nepalese communities, the villages itself, that people get that kind of level of motivation and that inspiration from, that keeps them able to keep on working and do their best at their job. The next photo, you can see that the children are greeting. They're doing namaste and they're greeting, showing the light and spirit of the children, right? The next pic, the third pic, shows the traditional dress of Nepalese people. And the last pic shows a rightful ceremony of marriage between two partners wearing the traditional Nepalese clothing for marriage that takes place. Well, I know this has been short, but this was my time. Thank you everyone who participated today in this webinar. Hopefully you all had enjoyed today and were able to learn something from the presentation and something about the culture of Nepal. Our club's Insta as well as my Insta has been posted. So you can please follow us and please support us. And I hope that you have an amazing time wherever you are ahead. I just want to say one more thing before this session closes, is that, this session, no matter how long it was, no matter how many people are here, is a getaway for you. It's a way for you to feel relaxed. It's a way for you to enjoy yourself, to make moments, to inspire yourself, to inspire others and to learn something, right? So you have to be able to have that inspiration within you, and you have to keep that essence within you and alive. And, me being here, I gave presentation out. I was confident enough to speak on that presentation. It was all because of the fact that I believe in myself in this, that I believe that no matter how many people will judge me, no matter whatever I've said during this presentation, I feel satisfied. And I know that you guys must have learned something from this presentation. So just never forget that you're part of, your existence, and keep that essence within you alive. And once again, with that, I take a leave. Thank you everyone for joining, and thank you. That was my time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Interact Sarthak Lekhak, for your wonderful and informative presentation. I think everyone truly got to know more about Nepal, the culture, food, religion, geographical diversity, and much more. Thank you, Interact Sarthak, for making this so interesting. You could be the best person for this, and you did it so well. Thank you so much. Now, giving a guidance to the event, I'd like to welcome the president of Arya Yuva Club of DLTAVPP, New Delhi, India, to introduce about his club. The floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, Prasuna. Before I begin with the introduction of Interact Club of DLTAVPP, I would like to congratulate you, Sarthak, Grace, and everyone from your team. It was a truly spectacular session. Your presentation was impeccable, and I'm sure our interacts learned so very much about Nepalese culture. I myself was so surprised to find out that Namaste comes from Nepal, because I was always under the presumption that it was an Indian invention. However, I am so happy that we could have this session, and it hardly matters the number of participants that join, because I myself believe that they missed out. It was so wonderful and so spectacular, and thank you so much, and congratulations to each and every one of you. And now for the introduction of the Arya Yuva Club. So, hello everyone. My name is Vishu Mittal. I'm the president of Interact Club of DLTAVPP. So we are a part of the Rotary International District of 3011 under the HS of Rotary Club of Delhi Megapolis. And we are so glad that you guys can join us in this international cultural exchange. Our club works diligently towards community welfare. We have established a number of permanent projects such as Patrika, where we recycle old papers and books and as such. Roti Bank, where we feed the poor and the destitute members of the society almost every week. And our innumerable donations of books and clothes, along with a large number of visits that I cannot even count. Well, our motto is spreading smiles to achieve happiness. And this is a very small chapter in the long journey that I believe our club has ahead of themselves. We have much more happiness to achieve, and we hope that you guys can be a part of it in the future as well. I would like to take this moment to thank our teacher, our our principal, ma'am, Ms. Seema Agarwal, for giving us this platform to conduct this session. Our district, as well as our teacher coordinators, Dr. Sheetal Rajvanshi and Neelu Kalra ma'am, who have always supported us and helped us throughout our journey. And again, I would like to express my gratitude to the Chelsea Academy for joining our International Cultural Exchange Program. You guys have truly been, such an important part of this entire endeavor, and I cannot express my gratitude enough. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vishu.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vishu Mittal. We are so much delighted to be working with you and collaborate with Interact Club of DAVTLPP. And this has been a wonderful event. Thank you for hosting such a great event. We are glad that we could participate, and we are trying our best. Moving forward, now it's time for some interaction, and thus we are opening the floor to everyone for 15 minutes. So if anyone would like to share or perform anything, then you're more than welcome to do so. Anything. Let's be interactive. I would like to encourage interacts from India and Nepal. Yes, I see someone raising the hand. Admya, please unmute yourself.
Hi. I just
Hi.
want to ask about that festival, Deshani, or sorry, I'm just saying the incorrect name, I guess. Uh, uh, is it just like Diwali that is celebrated in India, or Dashera?
Yes. Yes, it's like Diwali and it's like Dashera. I think Sarthak will like to explain much more about this. Sarthak, please.
Oh, definitely. It's just the names the way that we pronounce, the way that we say it is different, but everything else is pretty much the same. There are a few things that are different, obviously, the way that we perform, the way that we have to put some, tika on our heads and that the things are different, but overall the whole thing is same. The Shera Diwali, it's the background is the same, the story is the same, how it, came up. So everything is the same. Yeah.
The celebration is also for the same thing, victory of good over evil. So we have so much similarities in terms of religions and culture. I will also like to encourage all the interacts from India, please.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I think Grace has raised his hand.
Yes, interact Grace. Yes, interact the Grace. Please unmute your mic.
Yeah. So I guess people can hear me. Yep.
Yes, we can hear you. So Interact Grace is going to perform for all of us. Let's giving a virtual round of applause, everyone.
Okay.
The floor is yours, Mr. Grace.
So as a wait a second. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So yeah. So as a musician myself, um, uh, I have been inspired by. I have used significantly been inspired by Pratik War, who is an Indian artist. So here's a Hindi song for you guys. हाँ मैं गुमसुम हूँ इन राहों की तरह तेरे ख्वाबों में तेरी ख्वाहिशों में छुपा हाँ जाने क्यों ये रोज का सिलसिला तू रूह की ये दास्तां तेरे जुल्फों की ये नमी तेरी आंखों का ये नशा यहाँ खो भी जाऊं तो मैं क्या कसूर है मेरा क्यों ये अफसाने इन लम्हों में खो गए हम घायल थे इन लफ्जों में खो गए थे हम अनजाने अब दिल में तुम हो चुकी हम है शहर की परछाइयाँ तेरे सांसों की रात है तेरे होठों की है सुबह यहाँ खो भी जाऊं तो मैं क्या कसूर है मेरा क्या कसूर है मेरा So yeah, that was one song. So let me sing another song too, because as as I'm representing Nepal, we have to sing a Nepali song too. Because come on guys, we are representing our culture. So this song is from Triberlin, and a quick trivia for you guys. Like, so this is an Nepali band based in Sikkim, India. Like the people from Northeast India are like pretty close to the Nepalese culture. They usually speak the Nepalese language. So many of our the nations come from that side. They are their nationality is Indian, but they are culturally Nepali. So this is good trivia for you guys. So, yeah. So this song is basically about apologizing to your love because you did things. Yeah. नरिसाउन तिमी बिना मेरो जीवन शून्य छ नरिसाउन तिमी नै हो मेरो एउटै सपना तिम्रो लागि मैले संसारै भुलिदिए तिम्रो लागि म आफै जिउन भुलिदिए आँखामा आँसु तिम्रो सुहाउँदैन है मैले त माया लाउन जानिन रहेछु हामीले सँगै बिताएका दिन अनि यादहरू एउटा सपना सम्झिन भुलिदिनु यो माया भनेकै हो तिमीबाट थाहा पाएँ मैले मदेखि टाढा नजाऊ बिर्सिसके आफैलाई तिम्रो लागि नरिसाउन अब निकालिदेऊ यो एक्लोपनदेखि सुखमा हाँसी दुःखमा रोइदेऊला तिम्रो लागि नरिसाउन तिमीलाई मेरो याद आउनेछ मन दुखाए पनि यो मन नतोडिदेऊ आँखामा आँसु तिम्रो सुहाउँदैन है मैले त माया लाउन जानिन रहेछु हामीले सँगै बिताएका दिन अनि यादहरू एउटा सपना सम्झिन भुलिदिनु तर सबै ठिकै लाग्छ जब तिमी भन्ने गर्छौ यस्तै हुँदो रहेछ माया भने तर सबै ठिकै लाग्छ जब तिमी भन्ने गर्छौ यस्तो नै हुँदो रहेछ माया भने यो माया भनेकै हो तिमीबाट थाहा पाएँ मैले मनदेखि टाढा नजाऊ बिर्सिसके आफैलाई तिम्रो लागि So that was a song from hybrid culture from Northeast India. Love Northeast India, by the way. Yeah. Thank you for the floor, everything. Thank you for hosting the event too. I'd like to give the floor to the host or other people who wants to interact. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Interact Grace, for blessing our ears with your melodious voice. You made this event so much more entertaining. I can't thank you enough for your performance, and you're overwhelmed by so many compliments from our interacts from India. One thing I want to mention is we Nepalese have so much love for Indian music, and I and all of interacts from Nepal want to encourage all of you to go try and listen to Nepali music once. I bet you won't regret it. Please go and listen to Nepali music. I hope you can relate to the lyrics like the way we relate to Indian music. So please give it a shot. And I would like to encourage participants from India. The floor is all yours. Yes, Krishang, Mr. Krishang.
Yeah, hi. I'm an interact from DLDAVPP. I actually have some questions from Sarthak about Nepal. Actually, Nepal has always been a very interesting tourist place for me. Like, it's like a traveling place. It excites you sometimes because uh, it has many facts. Like I remember, it is the place of birth of Lord Buddha. It has the highest peaks, the deepest lakes, the deepest gorges, and many more. And a fact I want to ask is: Nepal the only country in the whole world with a triangular flag? That is the thing that
Hello,
fascinates me the
Yes.
most. That is the thing that
Okay.
fascinates me the most. Nepal is like a out of the ordinary. It's a very unique country, Thank you.
Right. Yes, actually it is. Nepal is the only country in the world that has a triangular shaped flag. And it's a flag that I think we Nepalese people cherish. And we really live up to that flag because we see it as it's so different from the rest of the flags around the world. So it really shows how we are so different from the rest of the world ourselves. And Nepal being such a small country, and being, it's in between, as I said about the locations between China, it's between India. And, when you go out, me personally, I've been to the UK. So when I was there, I remember that people would come up to me, they would ask me, where are you from? And I would say, I'm from Nepal. And they would always ask me, where is that? And I would say it's near India, it's near China. And they would think it, okay, so you're probably North Indian, right?
You should have
So
mentioned momos.
yeah, I should have mentioned momos. But the thing is, even if I had mentioned momos, I think they would say, you are North Indian. But, technically, yes, we are North Indians, but we have our own identity. We have our own personality. We have our own traits that make us different from Indians. And, but we love everyone. We respect everyone's culture. We respect everyone's traditions. And yeah, so to answer your question, yes, Nepal is the only country. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarthak. Thank you, Krishang. I'm expecting, yes, Asta, please.
Hello, everybody. I am an interact from DLDAVPP. My name is Astha. Actually, right now you presented the beautiful presentation. It was really charming. And I want to ask a question that you presented the diversity of Nepal. It was really captivating. So can you please just explain it a bit further? Like I'm really eager to know more about it.
Okay, so the diversity part you mentioned, can you please elaborate? Please tell me a bit more. Which part I could not follow.
From those dance and cultures and castes.
Oh, okay.
Especially castes.
Castes. Okay. So I actually would want anyone from Nepalese. There are so many interactors here, right? Nepalese. I want anyone, if you could please explain to hear Asta about the castes of Nepal. That would be great, because I think other people should be able to speak as well, in this interactive session. I want everyone else to speak. So anyone here about the castes of Nepal, if anyone could explain, please.
We would like to encourage interactors from Nepal to speak on this, please. Interacts from Nepal, we're expecting a reply from you. Anyone? I think Karina can do this. Karina, are you there? Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, Elish. Can you interact from Nepal? Please.
So about castes of Nepal, there are about I think 125 castes and ethnic groups in Nepal. And Kshetris are the largest, I think. Then after Brahmins, Moggers, Newars. I myself am a Newar, one of the oldest. I think Newars are the oldest caste in Nepal. What I mean by that is that still exists. Like there have been others before Newars, but I think Newars are the oldest ones to still exist. You won't find any other older castes in Nepal nowadays. And most of our cultures for Brahmins, Kshetris, Newars are similar. I myself enjoy my cultures very much. And the thing about diversity in Nepal is we celebrate everything. Like there is no one specific caste festival or something like that. We just enjoy every festival of every culture, and I think that is there in India too. And I love that about Nepal and India, our diversity. But for what I have observed, I don't think uh, I've seen this much unity in any other country except Nepal. So that is about the caste in Nepal.
Thank you so much, Elish. Any interactors from Nepal willing to reply?
Okay, hi
Yes,
everyone.
Karina.
My name is Karina Kaiki, and I'm an interact from Nepal. I feel like Nepal has a complex caste system that has roots in Hinduism as well. There are mainly four castes, I guess. There are Brahmins, Kshetris, Vaishyas, and Sudras. Brahmins are like more about priests and scholars, whereas Kshetris are more about warriors and rulers, and Vaishyas are more about like people that trade and are involved in farming and stuff, and Sudras are basically laborers and service providers. They were like this division was an initial division which led to further divisions of caste. So yeah, and Nepal is a multicultural and multicultural countries. So yeah, the people have harmony among themselves. Even if there are so many differences, they have brotherhood among themselves. They treat people equally. So yeah, I would like to conclude my words saying that.
Thank you so much, Karina. Any interactors from Nepal willing to add more? Or any interactors from India willing to ask any questions?
Hi, it's me
Yes,
again.
yes,
Actually,
Asta.
yes, I myself, I am a dancer. I am a Bharatnatyam, professional Bharatnatyam dancer. So, I would like to know more about your dance forms as well. Like, I saw that slide, but yeah, again, I'm eager. I'm more eager to learn.
Yes, any interactors from Nepal willing to answer the question?
Yes, like Nepal has like I guess the same roots in the culture as India as well. So like the dance forms are kind of like based on the same mythological stories as the same like the ones in India. So like you won't find like Bharatanatyam, Kathak, and all that in Nepal. At least I don't think there are. But then like there are a lot of local dance practices that are practiced by people. They range from like if you go from the plains to the Himalayas, and of course they're gonna range from like in the plains. What you mostly find is like dance that is similar in culture with like Bihar, like Ramlila and all that stuff. Like those dance practices in UP and Bihar areas and the Tarai regions of Nepal are pretty similar. And then the Maithili culture as well, obviously. And so in the hilly region where you have like dance forms like Deuda and all that in the western part of the country, and like cello and other forms practiced by the eastern by the people in the eastern parts of the country. You have dance that has like dance practices of the Tibetan groups as well. So like they have their own form of dancing where they like gather around during losas and all, shoulders on shoulders and all. I forgot the name of that thing, but then I'm pretty sure it's like uh pretty common. Like you can see it nowadays in Kathmandu as well, where like in every losa, if you go to a Buddhist monastery, you can see it for yourself. Uh, and then if you happen to be in Kathmandu during one of the losas, you can surely check them out. Like the monasteries that are open to the public, of course.
Thank you so much, Interact Biplav. That was very informative. I hope, Asta, you got your answer.
Yes, that was really fascinating. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Asta. Yes, Mr. Vishu wanted to say something. Please, the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, Prasuna. So I had a question. Like I'm a literator at heart. I am very fascinated by literature. So like the common themes in Indian literature usually include poetry and love, politics and love and war mostly. So that is when we talk about ancient Indian literature. However, I have very little knowledge about Nepalese literature. So can you please tell me about that?
Yes, Sarthak, can you please elaborate? I think Interact Biplav is ready to answer. Biplav, please.
Yes, actually, literature, like the Nepali language itself, has its roots in literature. So, like, I'm pretty sure all of you here are familiar with the Ramayana. And so, like, when a poet in Nepal, his name was Bhanubhakta Acharya, and so, like, he wanted to do something good for the community in general after he was inspired by a, like, we call him Kasi. So, like, it's basically like a farmer or something. That guy was like digging up uh, a spring. Like there's a natural spring, and then that guy is making it uh, suitable for travelers to like drink water from and all that. And then that the poet got inspired by that guy, and so like he translated the Sanskrit Ramayana. So like Sanskrit is very intricate and all that, and then like he translated it into the local Khas language. So like because the locals found it much easier to understand it than their own language, they started teaching it like in Nepal. They started teaching it in the Khas language, and then it's quickly spread. And so like as the Khas language evolved, and then like that became the Nepali language that we all know today. So yeah, like the language has its roots in literature, and then like we have a lot of poets and all Lakshmi Prasad Devkota, Paul Chrysostom, and those guys, and then poetry and all those guys were pretty iconic in their own sense. Like these spoke about a lot of change and all, especially during the political revolutions. On all poets and other literary figures would publish their works in like magazines and newspapers, or even like speak it out. And like we have this place in Nepal called like basically a place where people can like express their voices en masse. So yeah, literature, poems, stories, and all that. There's a lot of like mythologically inspired works as well, and then like from everything from like Buddhism, Hinduism, to like Kirat religion. Like, yeah, basically literature is pretty prevalent, and although it's not like as much relevant as it is, say, like 100 or 80 years ago, it's still like a major influence on the language and culture itself.
Thank you so much, Biplav. That actually was very informative. You have an insurmountable amount of knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you so much, interactors. Mr. Vishu, if you want to say something, the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, Prasuna. So I would just like to thank you all again from the side of AYC, our Work Club, for joining our International Cultural Exchange. We've had a wonderful experience in your webinar with Interact Grace's music. That was really captivating. I mean, all my interacts were so impressed. I'm receiving messages on my personal chat saying we should have something like this in our webinar as well. Why aren't we having this? So thank you so much. That was so amazing. Thank you so much, Sarthak. You're one of the most hardworking people I have ever met. Thank you so much, Prasuna. You have acted as a wonderful host. And thank you so much to all the interactors from Nepal for answering the questions of my club's members. You guys are wonderful hosts, and we are looking forward to collaborate with you in our future projects as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vishu. Mr. Sarthak, if you want to add something. Mr. Sarthak, are you there? Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
So I think there has been some network glitch. Never mind. So I will continue with the vote of thanks. So it's an honor for me to offer a vote of thanks on behalf of Interact Club of Chelsea and the entire management group here. I would like to express gratitude to all of you who joined us here today. Special thanks to Interact Sarthak Lekhak, Interact Vishu Mittal, and all the speakers for sharing their graceful words, and also Mr. Grace Rasaily for gracing us with his melodious performance. I take this occurrence to extend my generous thanks to the Interact Club of DLDA VPP. Again, a big thanks to all the participants who attended this session. Hope to see you all very soon. Thank you so much, participants. It has been a great time interacting with you. I think Sarthak got disconnected. So I think this will be the end of our session. Thank you so much, participants, for attending. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Before everyone leaves, I would like to request you all to once turn on your camera so we can have a picture.
Yes, Mr. Sarthak is here. Sarthak, if you want to add something, I have already offered the vote of thanks in your absence.
Well, I just really want to say, I really want to thank the Interact Club of DLDA VPP, in New Italy, India. I mean, without them hosting this whole event, and I think really for every one of us, we've been able to learn so much. And since day one, it's been amazing, and we have so many more sessions. Tomorrow we have, India's turn, and then we have Honduras, Kenya, and we still have the presentation for the pen pal activity. So I still can't wait for all of the interaction that we can see between our interactors and everyone. And once again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining this this webinar. And I hope that you were able to take something with you. And just hopefully that you have a great day, a great night ahead. And yeah, thank you so much. Vishu, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sarthak. Guys, can you please turn on your cameras so we can relieve you all as well? Thank you, Diksha. Sanvi, can we please have you? Anshu, Idesh, Ashmi, Sachin, Gauri, Sachi. Interactors, can you please have everyone's cameras on? It's just a picture, guys. Please don't worry. This is just for our record, right? And to leave all of us with a memory of this wonderful session. I'm sure every one of you enjoyed this, right? So we can appreciate our friends from Nepal. Okay, so when I say cheese, everyone smile. Okay, 3, 2, 1, cheese. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, guys.
This brings us towards the end of our event. Thank you so much, participants. It has been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.